Welcome back. In this class we will learn how to solve a first order nonlinear partial differential equation using a special method called Charpit's method. Charpit's method is a general method for finding the complete integral of a first order nonlinear partial differential equation. Consider the partial differential equation f of x, y, z, p, q is equal to 0, which may be nonlinear in p and q. Since z depends on x and y, we have dz equal to dou z by dou x into dx plus dou z by dou y into dy, that is equal to p dx plus q dy. The fundamental idea in this method is to find another first order partial differential equation g of x, y, z, p, q, a is equal to 0, where a is a constant, so that equations 1 and 2 can be solved for p and q to give p is equal to some function of x, y, z, a, and q is equal to another function of x, y, z, a. And substituting these equations in the expression d is equal to p ds plus q dy, so that it is an integrable format. Now see how to find this g. To find this g, Charpit's auxiliary equations are dx by minus fp equal to dy by minus fq equal to dz by minus pfp minus qfq equal to dp by fx plus pfz equal to dq by fy plus qfz. From the Charpit's auxiliary equations, usually we will group the last two ratios so that these two ratios are in separable format. And from that separable format, we can find another partial differential equation, say g. From the given partial differential equation and the constructed partial differential equation, say g, we can find the expressions p as a function of x, y, z, a and q as a function of x, y, z, a. And after computing this p and q, we can substitute this expression in the differential of the solution d is p ds plus q dy. This one integration will give z as a function of x, y and two arbitrary constants a and b. Now we can do some problems related to Charpit's method. Consider the problem, solve ps plus qy plus pq. See, this is a first order nonlinear partial differential equation because of the term pq. Whenever the derivatives are multiplied together, the equation becomes nonlinear. And for simplification of the partial differential equation using Charpit's method, we have to construct a function. That means the given partial differential equation is treated as a function of 5 variables x, y, z, p, q, and we are partially differentiating this function f with respect to x, y, z, p and q. And we know that this p and q are actually derivatives, but here we are treating this as variables. That means f is depending on 5 different variables, so we can have 5 first order partial derivatives. So let us call the given partial differential equation as f, that is, let f be equal to px plus qy minus pq equal to 0. This is our equation number 1. And we are going to partially differentiate this equation number 1 with respect to the 5 variables. That means first partial derivative is fx. And what is fx? Fx is p and no other terms containing x. So fx is equal to p, and fy is equal to q, fz is equal to no terms containing z directly. So this is fz equal to 0. And fp, regarding this p as a variable, what is fp? Fp is equal to x minus q, and fq is equal to, what is fq? Fq is equal to y minus p. So these are the 5 first order partial derivatives of the given function f with respect to the variables x, y, z and pq. To solve this differential equation using Charpit's method, we have to write the Charpit's subsidiary equations. Charpit's subsidiary equations. Charpit's subsidiary equations are, so we are writing the 5 ratios, that means dx by minus fp is equal to dy by minus fq is equal to dz by minus pfp minus qfq is equal to dp by fx plus pfz is equal to dq divided by fy plus q fz. Now we are substituting the derivatives in the denominators, that is dx divided by minus fp. What is fp? Fp is equal to x minus q. So this is minus of x minus q is equal to dy divided by minus fq. That is minus of y minus p is equal to dz by minus pfp. That is minus p into x minus q minus qfq minus q into y minus p is equal to dp by fx plus p fz. Fx plus p fz, where fz is 0, so we have only fx. And what is fx? Fx is p. That is dp by p is equal to dq divided by, similarly fy plus q fz, where fz is 0, so we have only fy. What is fy? Fy is q, so dq by q. So these are the Chapitz subsidiary equations, and from this Chapitz subsidiary equation we are constructing another first order partial differential equation by a proper grouping method or multiplier method. See, if you are looking at the last two ratios, we can arrange this in a separable format. This is directly in separable format. dp by p is equal to dq by q. So from the last two ratios, dp by p is equal to dq by q. This implies, and because this is in separable form, we are going to integrate directly. So on integration we get integral dp by p is equal to integral dq by q plus some constant of integration. We can take the constant properly as the logarithm, that means log a. So this implies log p minus log q is equal to log a, or from which we can write this as log of p by q is equal to a. Log of p by q is equal to a, log a, or taking anti-logarithm we get p is equal to p by q is equal to a. P by q is equal to a. So p by q is equal to a implies p is equal to aq. We get another first order partial differential equation. We call it as equation number 2. Now from this equation number 1 and 2 we can find the values of p and q as functions of x, y and a constant a. That is substituting equation number 2 in equation number 1. That is p is equal to aq, that is aqx plus qy minus aq square is equal to 0. Here we have q as a common factor, that is q into ax plus y minus aq equal to 0. So that implies product equal to 0. So that implies ax plus y is equal to ax plus y minus aq is equal to 0, or aq is equal to ax plus y, or q is equal to ax plus y divided by a. Equation number 3. And from equation number 2 we can have the value of p in terms of x and y. That means what is aq? aq is equal to ax plus y. Again from equation number 2, p is equal to aq. P is equal to aq means ax plus y. So we have the values of p and q as a function of x, y and a. Now the differential of the solution dz is equal to p dx plus q dy, where we have the values of p and q. What is p? P is equal to ax plus y. So this is ax plus y dx plus q dy, ax plus y divided by a dy. So d is equal to ax plus y dx plus as plus y divided by a dy. Cross multiplying we get ad is equal to a into ax plus y dx plus ax plus y dy, or this is equal to, we can take ax plus y as a common factor, that is ax plus y into a dx plus dy or this is equal to ax plus y into this is d of ax plus y, because what is d of ax plus y? Ads plus dy. Now this is in an integrable format, so we are integrating both sides, that is integral, so this implies integral AdZ is equal to integral of ax plus y into d of ax plus y plus some constant of integration, say b. Now integral AdZ is AZ is equal to, this is in the form integral t dt. What is integral t dt? T square by 2. So this is ax plus y the whole square by 2 plus b, or we can write the complete integral as 2az is equal to ax plus y the whole square plus b. This is the complete integral containing two arbitrary constants. Consider the second question, p square plus q square y is equal to qz. So let us take this as our given function. So this is f is equivalent to p square plus q square y minus qz equal to 0, equation number 1. So fx, now x in the present equation number 1, so fx is equal to 0, and what is fy? Fy is equal to p square plus q square, and fz is equal to minus q. Fp is equal to, what is fp? Fp is equal to derivative of p square, that is 2py. Fq is equal to derivative of q square y, that is 2qy minus z. Now Charpit's subsidiary equations are dx by minus fp is equal to dy by minus fq is equal to dz by minus pfp minus qfq minus pfp minus qfq is equal to dp by fx plus pfz is equal to dq divided by fy plus qfz. Now substituting the derivatives, that is dx divided by minus fp. What is fp? Fp is 2py, that is minus 2py is equal to dy by minus of fq, that is minus of 2qy minus z equal to dz by minus pfp that is minus 2p square y minus pfp minus qfq, that is minus 2q square y plus qz, dp divided by fx plus pfz. dp divided by fx is already 0, and pfz, what is fz? Fz is minus q, pfz is minus pq, and finally dq divided by fy plus qfz, and our fy term is p square plus q square, plus qfz, that is minus q square. So the last term simplifies to dq divided by p square. Now again looking at the last two ratios, we can easily arrange this in a separable format. So grouping the last two ratios, dp divided by minus pq is equal to dq divided by p square. So this implies, so this is equivalent to, we can remove the common factor p from denominator, that is dp divided by minus q is equal to dp divided by dq divided by p. So that implies p dp plus q dq is equal to 0. That is an integrable format. This one integration will give, integrating both sides, we get integral p dp plus integral q dq is equal to some constant, say c1. So that implies p square by 2 plus q square by 2 is equal to c1, or we can properly choose this arbitrary constant as some a square for convenience of simplification. We call it as equation number 2. That means we have formed another partial differential equation from the subsidiary equation. Now From this equation number 1 and 2, our aim is to find the value of p as a function of x, y, z, a, and value of q as another function of x, y, z, a. So for that we are substituting this equation number 2, equation number 2 in equation number 1. That means instead of p square plus q square, we can replace it as a square, that is a square y is equal to qz, a square y is equal to qz, or from which q is equal to a square y divided by z. Question number 3. Now substituting the value of this q is equal to a square y by z in our relation p square plus q square equal to a square. Again from equation number 2, we have p square plus q square, that is a raised to 4 y square by z square is equal to a square, or p square is equal to a square minus a raised to 4 y square by z square, or this is a square z square minus a raised to 4 y square divided by z square, or this implies p is equal to, what is p? P is equal to square root of a square z square minus a raised to 4 y square divided by z, equation number 4. So we have the value of p as a function of x, y, z and a. So we can have the values of p and q in terms of x, y, z as given in equation number 3 and 4. Now write the differential of the solution, that is dz equal to p dx plus q dy. Substituting for p and q, square root of a square z square minus a raised to 4 y square divided by z dx plus q dy, that is a square y divided by z dy. Cross multiplying we get z dz equal to, we can have one more common factor, a square is a common factor in the square root sign, so this becomes a into root of z square minus a square y square dx plus a square y dy. Now we are retaining the first expression in the right hand side and transposing the second to the left hand side. So z dz minus a square y dy is equal to a into root of z square minus a square y square dx. Therefore, what is a dx value? So this a dx is equal to z dz minus a square y dy, z dz minus a square y dy divided by square root of z square minus a square y square, square root of z square minus a square y square. Now this is in an integrable format, so on integration we can find the solution. Suppose in the denominator z square minus a square y square, suppose this is some variable say t, then it is root t with the differential. What is the differential of z square minus a square y square? That is 2z dz minus 2a square y dy. Suppose this is our t, t is equal to z square minus a square y square. Then what is dt? dt is equal to 2z dz minus 2a square y dy, or dt by 2 is equal to z dz minus a square y dy. So the numerator quantity can be replaced by some dt by 2 and this is root t. So this is equal to dt by 2 divided by square root of t. Left hand side is a dx. It is in separable format, so we can perform integration. So this one integration will give integral a dx is equal to half into integral dt by square root of t plus another constant of integration say b. That is a dx, integral a dx is ax is equal to this one integration will give is square root of t divided by 1 by 2 plus b. That is ax is equal to square root of t plus b, or ax is equal to, what is our t? T is z square minus a square y square. Square root of z square minus a square y square. A square y square plus c. So this is the complete integral involving two arbitrary constants.